And we're live. Dr. Sean here. Today I've got Dante Luther, one of our Gallagher Performance athletes, plays football at Washington Jefferson and an all-around beauty. Today we're going to go over some things to address tight hamstrings. Dante regularly kind of deals with some tight hamstrings and some low back issues, so it's important for anyone that's dealing with issues like that to build in some strategies either into a warm-up or into a regular training routine to help bring about some changes that the body's going to like. So to begin with, I'm going to have Dante lay on his back. This just becomes a quick assessment, very general, but to see what his hip flexion is like and how those hamstrings are lengthening. To begin with, we'll start with his right leg. He's going to keep his quad contracted at the knee, foot full dorsiflexion, and he's going to actively raise that leg in a straight leg fashion. Go ahead, Dante, bring that up. All right, and then return. There he was probably about 70 degrees of hip flexion, normal being considered between 80 and 90 degrees. Now we're going to repeat that on his left side. Good, and down. A little bit better on that side. He falls within normal on that left side. Right side a little bit more problematic. Dante, if you were to be honest, which side gives you more problems, your right side or your left side? His right side is typically more problematic. So what we're going to go over next are just three simple strategies that he's going to incorporate to help bring about better function. The first exercise drill that we're going to utilize here to help clean up some of these mechanics is first of all, an active straight leg raise. So in this case, being his right leg, I'm going to Dante bend his left leg, set his foot down here. We want his leg to be about 45 degrees of hip flexion, foot flat on the floor. Now, as far as the right leg goes, same thing as we talked about before. We want the quad engaged. We want his foot realizing full dorsiflexion, toes pulled back. Now, when it comes to what's happening here within the trunk and the torso, I want to have him hold his lower ribs down, crunched, engaged through his core, braced as well. So we want a nice abdominal brace. If I was going to come in and give him a little hit from the side, that he's going to be able to withstand that, but he's going to be able to withstand that from 360 degrees around. Now, once he engages that, he wants to think of pulling the leg up towards him. And once he has that there, now he's going to slowly lower with control, 5 count eccentric to the ground, and then up, all the way up. Good. Now slowly lower with control, 5 count down. Good. Pull from here, all the way down. Let's do one more. Hold that and slowly lower. All right, so what we're targeting here, some of the hip flexors, integrating some of the obliques and the stabilizing system to aid in proper hip flexion. Now, along with that, a lot of times tighter hamstrings, there's sometimes a deficit within the glute musculature from an activation standpoint, and now the hamstrings are getting picked on too much and they're going to carry more tone. So I'm going to have Dante roll to his right side. And in this setup here, we're going with a split stance, up with an elbow. All right, this is going to be a variation of the side bridge, split stance, right leg in front, left leg bent to the back. What he's going to do here is going to make sure he keeps his rib cage lifted, slight roll, arm by your side for me, Dante, just like this. All right, this is what's known as a low oblique sit. Developmentally speaking, this becomes fantastic for shoulder, spinal, and hip stability, all on this right side. Gets a little bit of a roll. Now, he's going to start pressing the knee into the floor. His foot lifts up, and now he lifts his hip off of the ground and holds that support position To add some increasing challenge to stability and hip differentiation, he can also bring his leg forward and then straight back. And let's do that 4 more times, Dante. 4, great. And then bring this leg back behind you, come down to the ground. Fantastic. So that's exercise 2, the low oblique sit for integrating the glutes, external rotators, and improved oblique support system. Third is the single leg RDL. With the single leg RDL, we're going to make a little bit of a tweak and have him perform this with his eyes closed. It's going to force him to rely on his cerebellar system and more heavily relying on the proprioceptive feedback he's getting through his joints, through his muscles, help him teach better motor control of that movement. So in this case, Dante, if you face the camera, I'm going to have you simply perform this on the left side to begin with, and then we're going to try it on the right side.
Foot in front or behind?
Yes, just like that. And then you're going to sit back as you would perform a typical single leg RDL, reach back, and then up. Good. Eyes closed. This is a really challenging exercise. Reach back with that right leg, and then up. Good. So make sure that for Dante here, one of the things he's going to want to focus on is maintaining support through his foot. 3 points of support through the foot, the heel, the ball of the foot under the big toe, ball of the foot under the little toe. All 3 points should be in contact with the ground at all times. So once he roots the foot, creates those 3 points of stability, now he can close his eyes and then shift back through the hip and then through. Great. Now we're going to go to the right side. His right side is carrying more muscle tension, as we recall with his hip flexion test. So this side might be a little bit more challenging for him. That's why we started on the left. Yeah, as you can see what's happening with his foot, he's losing some stability there, but the nice thing about this environment is that it's teaching him what to focus on.
I feel like leaning out with my foot.
Set all 3 points. Good. Better. Now sit. That's it. You can reset in between repetitions. There you go. Good. Now if I had Dante turn, have his right side face the camera, you can see this from the side. This single leg RDL, you want to make sure that you establish great foot contact. There's not going to be any movement in the knee. Everything's going to happen from the hip. A hinge backward. Good. And then it comes up through the hip. Great. We'll show one more here. Reach back to that left leg. Good. A couple quick coaching points on that single leg RDL to ensure that you create the maximum amount of stability prior to initiating the movement is for Dante here with this right foot to make sure that he has all 3 points of support established that we already talked about. Then he creates a little bit of rotation outward through his hip. Again, so that external rotation comes from his glute. That's going to fire up and downstream and upstream. So the foot's going to feed the hip, but the hip's also going to feed the foot in terms of maintaining good arch support, proper stability. Now, once he locks that all in and feels that set, now he can close his eyes. Focus on feeling that. Good. Now push back up through the hip. Good. Set. Good. Up through the hip. Let's do one more. Great. Up through the hip. Great. So, had the eyes closed taken into consideration. So now if you bring your eyes back into it, and he simply performs it, body weight, eyes open, it should feel much easier, and he should display tremendous amount of control and happen relatively quickly. How's that feel? Great. Spend a minute here, just have Dante come back down to the floor. If you will, we're going to retest that hip flexion on the right side. So in this case, Dante, I'm going to grab the camera. Okay. If I back up here a little bit, go ahead, bring that right leg up. You can see now we're within the normal range. How did that feel?
A lot easier.
A lot easier. Let's see the left side as a comparison. Good, back down. All right, come on up, Dante. So with those quick tips there, it might be some simple strategies to help you with any type of hamstring tightness even through the backside, such as the glutes, hammies, calves, the posterior chain in general. This would be something that would be beneficial for that. Hope this helps. Thanks for watching.